Gadadhari Hari Gaura Bhaktavindam. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Prabhupada ki jai. Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Brihat Madanga ki jai.
Jai.
Okay, Manandi. All glorious to the
Hari
assembly.
Haribo.
All glorious to Sri Guru and Gauranga.
Yeah.
Well, wonderful. All glorious to the assembled devotees. Transcendental
Jai.
Book Distribution ki jai.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada's Transcendental Book Marathon ki jai.
Jai. So thank you, Maharaj.
Yatra ki jai. Chiranjiva Prabhu ki jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna ki jai.
So thank you, Maharaj, for taking your time off from your precious book distribution time to address us in Malaysia.
I just got, I don't do anything. What to do?
I think Maharaj been preaching in Malaysia for what, 3-4 decades, and does not require much introduction. Everyone knows him. If you do not know him, then we must be hiding under the rock somewhere.
Yeah, that's the best place to be when I come to Malaysia, hide under the rock.
But as long as I've known Maharaj for 30, 40 years, Maharaj has always been a preacher and always in the forefront of book distribution and Harinam Sankirtan. And he's showing the example during the Prabhupada Marathon. He's right there out in the cold winter in Paris, or where are you? Or just around everywhere?
Oh, I'm in Paris. Most of our troops are in Paris. A few are traveling around the country, but 75% of us are based in Paris.
Yeah.
On the marathon.
Paris, at near 0-degree weather, sitting at book table, chanting Hare Krishna.
Snow the other day. We had snow the other day.
Yeah. It's coming. Winter is coming.
Winter's coming.
Yeah. I'll be back in warm weather Malaysia soon. Next week. Yeah. So without taking too much of time, I'll give the floor to Maharaj to give us some inspiring words on Prabhupada Marathon and book distribution in general. You see, Semishwara Prabhu is also here.
Is he?
Yep.
Are there any young-bodied people online? I mean, young-bodied means under 50. Anyone under 50?
Hey, Goku Damodar.
Oh, yeah, he's almost 50, isn't he?
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Please accept some humble obeisances, Maharaj.
Obeisances, everybody. I can't see you all, but I can see a lot of sincere and wonderful.
You look like 16 to me all the time.
Who?
Goku Damodar.
Does he? 60? Yeah. Did you see what he said, Gokul? He said you look
16.
Like...
16. Now Yavana.
We were an insecure society in 1980s.
1980, eh? He joined.
We were a very insecure society. We didn't have old people. Now in 2023, we're still insecure. There are no young people.
What to do? You're never too old for Krishna consciousness. Now what to do?
I'm always feeling insecure from 80 till now.
Oh, you come to France, you'll soon feel secure, don't worry.
A lot of young people there.
I don't know about that either. Anyway, something's there. There you go.
Accept my most humble obeisances, Maharaj. Nice to see you. I'm not putting my video on because I have fever and cold, so I'm just lying on the bed and just putting the audio and listening.
You don't want to give your fever to everyone else online.
No,
huh? Well, I wish I could give you a different fever, the fever of book distribution, but you would be. You've got it already, but you're lying in bed. Pretty hard being in bed. What to do? I hope you get well soon.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Someone put a mask on. Who's that with a mask on? Is there a thief amongst us or what? Transcendental thief. Hey,
This is the humble obeisances.
Todo is the highest target in Malaysia. Todo.
How you get all the money for Todo? This is how you do it, huh? You I say. Well, as a wonderful opportunity, we're in a wonderful month. Every year, this month has a ring to it. I know in Malaysia, it doesn't really signify very much in terms of the public. in general, some maybe, but all over the world, it's been a tradition, as I think everyone's aware of that, that it was labeled the Christmas marathon in the early days, and December marathon, now the Prabhupada book marathon, and maybe other names too. Live to Give marathon, different things this year. But the point is the same every year. It's to remind us of the cherished desires of Srila Prabhupada. Why the foundation, every activity is certainly important. Every activity is a part of Sankirtan. But the foundational activity of our movement, all the activities of our movement are basically based upon the Srila Prabhupada's books, which means the books of our acharyas, of Veda Vyas, of Krishna ultimately, the words of Krishna, which have come through Srila Prabhupada. And how much we don't have to mention too much, but everybody should be aware of how much emphasis Srila Prabhupada did put on book distribution. He emphasized every activity, don't get me wrong, but we're talking about book distribution here. And this month, particularly every month of the calendar, there were different events, but this December month, we used to always put all of our energy into distributing books. Pretty much everything else was put on hold. Now, I've heard, I may be wrong, and it always used to be the case that December, we used to call it the Rath Yatra month in Malaysia. Now, I don't know if that's still actually the case. Is it still like a lot of Rath Yatras?
Yes.
It is. Now, before we get into other things, I would just like to say the best day of the year for book distribution is Rath Yatra Day. I'll repeat it. The best day of the year for book distribution is Rath Yatra Day. I'm sure you're aware of that. Every Rath Yatra is a golden opportunity for distributing thousands of books, or whatever you can do. I don't know quantity, but many, many books, both on the parade, before the parade, and certainly after the parade. And that applies to any festival, especially when swamis or gurus are there. That is a golden opportunity to just distribute masses of books, which means two or three things. At Prabhupada, whenever a devotee would go on programs when he was here, the first question he would generally ask was how many books were distributed at the program. He didn't, Prabhupada, it was a great program. Many people came. Prabhupada would say, how many books did you distribute? That is a measure of how successful the program was. Many times Prabhupada would say that. So Rath Yatra is their golden. This is our festival. This is Lord Jagannath's festival. And, he's going out, showering everyone with his merciful glance and the holy names being chanted. But, Prabhupada wrote one letter back in, I don't know what year, 69 maybe, or maybe a little later. He wrote a letter to one disciple. He said, with Rath Yatra festival, together with mass distribution of books, we will conquer the world. So the two go together like really, inseparable twins or brothers and sisters. They're such a great opportunity to distribute. People's hearts are just melted by the glance of Jagannath. Please take advantage. Now, there's a few factors here. Now, I've noticed, not anywhere specifically, but I've noticed in many places, let's say, to get to the Rath Yatra, there's no books. You can't get books even if you want them. They didn't bring them. They're at the end on a book table. Well, that's nice, but it's not really what we should be doing. Be at the very beginning, you'd be amazed. I go to a fair few Rath Yatras in Europe, and it's that before the parade starts, it is a golden opportunity to distribute books. Everywhere is different. Every city is different, but in general, this is the case. And on the parade, fantastic. We normally, and we don't have that many devotees, but on an average Rath Yatra in France, we distribute at least 500 Gitas on the parade through the streets of Paris. Now, if we can do that in Paris, I think you can do maybe not Gitas or whatever. I don't know what you've got, but you can distribute so many books on the parade. It's so a wonderful opportunity. People are, they're there. They're already tuned into something to do with Krishna. You don't have to introduce it practically. It's just obvious what it is. So it's a golden opportunity. Take advantage of it. Have books at the beginning. Organize it. Somebody in charge, somebody responsible, or somebody's responsible. Get the books there. Organize a few devotees to distribute books specifically. Everyone's welcome. And just flood the place with books. Flood it. And then at the end, of course, whoever's given the speech, you mentioned we have the books. It depends who's giving it, but sometimes very better than I do. You can sell hundreds of books on these occasions just from giving a speech related to it. Well, that principle of being aware, that principle of being conscious, that principle of remembering how we came to Krishna consciousness, remembering how we sustain our Krishna consciousness. We have got very much or a lot, whatever we've got, but how we're sustaining it, because of Srila Prabhupada's instructions, because we're hearing from Prabhupada in his books. Prabhupada said, "This is my heart, this is my life and soul. If you want to know me, read my books. If you want to please me, read them also and distribute my books." It's not a very complicated thing. It's not a question of numbers, by the way. So many of us get disheartened when we don't do very much compared to others, or we mental out or something. But don't worry about that. Just take shelter of Krishna. Pray for him. Give me the strength to carry on. And never mind the result. One magazine, one book, 100 books, whatever Krishna's mercy bestows upon the public. We're just instruments. Just take advantage of this opportunity. I see online here we have, I don't know everybody. At least I may probably do, but I can't remember everyone's face. Krishna Doya is there, and Shanti Rupa is there, and Yaduraj is there, Vaishnava Kripa, Shiva Titanya, Krishna Katam, Kripa Sindhu, and of course Singeshwar Prabhu, and many others are there. I can see Singeshwar now. Looks like, is that you behind the light, under the light? Is that Singeshwar? No, it's not. It's Parabrahma.
It is
the Parabrahma. It's like the Brahman. I thought. Looks like you're an operation something.
Yeah.
I thought it was Singeshwar. There's Kailash. Kailash is also at Govardhan Hill. I can see him poking his head through the hill now and again.
I'm in the dark.
Who's in the dark?
Me, ignorance.
Me. I can't even see your name here. You must be on page 2. And so many other wonderful devotees are there.
You see in Pradhan.
Yeah, the Pradhan. Okay. Well, you'll become manifest very soon. Don't worry. So anyway, we're trying our little bit here, and I'll tell you frankly that the older you get, the more blissful it gets to be a part of this book distribution team. There's never too old. Even if you have to lie in your bed and encourage other devotees to distribute Prabhupada's books, some or another you can get devotees to get into this spirit. It's the spirit of Sankirtan, which Srila Prabhupada he's spread all over. He's given all of us this opportunity to be absorbed, to be completely submerged in the spirit of Sankirtan book distribution. I wish I could be there with you. We could go out and just try to encourage each other. So many times we did that in the past. I think some of you online, we may have gone out together. I don't know in the past. I know Singeshwar Prabhu, we must have gone out a few times on books together. And Shanti Rupa, and probably quite a few others online here today. And there was early days when I was, not early days exactly, but Ram Shram was obviously a lot earlier, and then there was a different groups in Malaysia earlier than that. But I arrived there in, what day did I arrive? January 84, just in time for your Thai Pusam festival. I remember that. And how we went out, Vrindavan, Chandra, and Shanti Rupa, and Tatva Vid, and so many others were going out there with us, and so many older. Now they were young then. Many of them have left their bodies now. But then Nandini and who else? My memory is fading. There's so many other wonderful devotees.
Royal Goranga.
Royal Goranga and what's his name? Leela was there.
Leela Maraji, Ravi Lochana, then there is
what's his name? Briyat Bhagavat.
Briyat Bhavatamrita Prabhu.
Yeah, not to forget Virendra Kumar.
David Devaraj.
David Devaraj. Yeah, so many amazing. It's an amazing experience, and going up there in the caves of Taipusam and coming down black sometimes. They were doing so many books, some of those devotees, hundreds, right? I mean, I remember, I don't know, Tapavit, Ravi Lochana, Shanti, and all doing so many books. It was so amazing. And Banu Maharaj was with us up there, Bhakti Janananda Maharaj, ourselves. Yeah, it's such a wonderful thing when we go out together, form teams, get out together, organize nicely, and plan well in advance. think about it. Don't just think about it at the last minute or in the middle of the month. Think about it. How we can distribute more books during the Prabhupada Book Marathon or any time of the year, but particularly this month is fantastic. Spirit. You'd be surprised who comes forward. There'll be some new sparks. The new sparks will manifest, I'll tell you. Try to get the youth into it. Maybe you've already done that. Make it a festival. Don't just say distribute books. Make it a festival. Have a feast. Go out. Have a party. Go out together. I know, because every country is different. I mean, in Malaysia, you can't necessarily just have a big festival in the middle of the street because of obvious reasons. But you can arrange it in different ways. So you have a nice make it a festival. Sankirtan is a festival. This is the eternal festival. This is the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to, drown the whole world in ecstasy. And Srila Prabhupada is giving them the method where that can happen through his transcendental books. Let me kind of read a few quotes, one or two from Srila Prabhupada. About 2 years, 3 years maybe ago, when we were just about to begin our marathon, I was in contact with Giriraj Swami, and he was, he wrote back and he was encouraging us in the marathon. Giriraj Maharaj said in his letter to me, he said, Srila Prabhupada personally wrote to me, go on increasing books and go on increasing my pleasure, Prabhupada wrote. The December marathon is a special opportunity to increase the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada and the Parampara by distributing books about Krishna consciousness. So I encourage you all to increase their pleasure and your own by distributing as many books as possible. As Srila Prabhupada said in LA, so I took up this from my Guru Maharaj, from his mouth, that he is very fond of books. And he told me personally that if you get some money, print books. Therefore, I'm stressing on this point. Where is book? Where is book? Where is book? Because none of you were there with Prabhupada, but it was just so strong how much Prabhupada, he wanted everything. So many angles of Krishna conscious movement you can read in the incorporation document, but the foundation to achieve all these purposes is the publication and distribution of these books. He told me, therefore I am stressing on this point, where is book? So kindly help me, Prabhupada says, so kindly help me. This is my request. Print as many books in as many languages and distribute throughout the whole world. Then the Krishna conscious movement will automatically increase. So I wish you all the best. Hare Krishna. That was from Giriraj Swami. There is no doubt about it, Prabhupada. In 1973, when we got the Bhaktivedanta Manor, Prabhupada wrote to Rameshwar, he said, there is no doubt about it. To distribute books is our most important activity. The temple is a place not for eating and sleeping, but as a base from which we send out our soldiers to fight with Maya. Fight with Maya means to drop thousands and millions of books into the lap of the conditioned souls. Just like during wartime, the bombs are raining from the sky like anything. So you are the expert in this field, he went to Rameshwar. I'd just like to mention something about I was so impressed when I saw the video of your Damodar programs there. It was really stunning. I started to, very strong. It's amazing to see so many thousands of children dancing, singing, and offering lamps. I assume that books are available for them all. It'll be, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you're doing that already. Making books available in these schools, books which are relevant, books which are readable, books which are, within our means, so to speak. But it's many golden opportunities to reach people with Prabhupada mercy. Please take advantage of it. It's not that we're here just to get numbers, but we're here to spread Krishna conscious, become Krishna conscious. But the sales figures, they brought pleasure to Prabhupada. In 1977, when Srila Prabhupada was in the manor, some devotees were there. Every day we were going out, Nowadays, usually when the Swamis come, Gurus come, many things stop. Everyone's running around, waiting to get darshan, sitting around talking, cooking 2,000 preparations, or whatever it is we're doing, But when Prabhupada came to the manor in 77, we doubled the book distribution every day that he was there. Not every day double than it before, but double what we normally did. Prabhupada was, of course, he wasn't giving much darshan. And some devotees said, Prabhupada, is this disturbing you? We're reading out the book scores. And Prabhupada said, no, this is giving me life. He said, when I hear how my books are selling, I feel like a young man. I will live forever. He wanted to hear it even in a sick condition. This brought him great satisfaction to hear. The Prabhupada said, these are not my books. These are Krishna's books. He was so happy to see that Krishna's books were being distributed to Krishna's fallen devotees in the material world to help them to return to their constitutional position as servants, eternal servants. And this is the heart. This Sankirtan movement is the heart of Radharani. That's why she's appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna and Radha and Krishna combined, because the heart is burning with separation, burning with compassion for the conditioned souls who have forgotten entirely who they are, completely in dreamlike world. So Lord Chaitanya has come to wake us up, Jeev Jago, but we're sleeping. We're sleeping. We're still sleeping. And they've come to wake us up. It's an ocean. Sankirtan means compassion. It means reconnecting that which belongs to Krishna with Krishna, which means the living entities and all the energies of this universe and every universe, connecting it for Krishna's pleasure. This is Radharani. This is her existence. She exists for the pleasure of Krishna. This Sankirtan movement exists for the pleasure of Krishna. It exists because of the compassion of Radharani. And those who cotton on to that, that's what they exist for. Their only desire is to assist Radharani in bringing pleasure to Krishna, which means to bring all the living entities into the mood, into the spirit of Sankirtan, into the spirit of the rasa dance, into the spirit of pure devotional service. This is what it means. Can you hear me?
Yep. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Maharaj.
Very clear.
Yes, Maharaj.
Yes.
You can hear Maharaj.
Back online again. Okay, we're not offline. I just couldn't find where you were. I lost you all.
No.
Looking at
No,
page.
we are hearing Maharaj. Yeah.
We're still there. Okay, I haven't driven you all crazy yet.
Now you're penetrating all the covering of the universe,
All the
all the different layers, right through our false ego.
Oh my God, you have to come to Paris. You don't know what coverings are like. It would take more than that to penetrate the coverings of Paris, man. Whew. The sales figures, Prabhupada writes, this is my only solace in my life. This is Prabhupada's own words at the Manor in 77. When I hear that my books are selling nicely, I become like a young man. Those were Prabhupada's words at the Bhaktivedanta Manor when he was lying there practically on his bed. Go on spreading the Sankirtan movement more and more. I am only one person, but because all of you have kindly cooperated with me, this movement has now become a success all over the world. Be assured that there is no more direct way to preach than to distribute Krishna-conscious books. Whoever gets a book is benefited. If he reads the book, he is benefited still more. Even if he doesn't read it, Prabhupada said he's benefited. Or if he gives the book to someone else for reading, both he and the other person is benefited. Even if one does not read the book, but simply holds it and sees it, he is benefited. If he simply gives a small donation towards the work of Krishna consciousness, he is benefited. And anyone who distributes these transcendental literatures, he is also benefited. Therefore, Sankirtan is the prime benediction for the age. Prabhupada wrote that to his German disciples in 1977. He was sick again. But see how much he's pushing or encouraging the devotees to distribute these books. There is no comparison, Prabhupada writes. There is no literature throughout the universe like Srimad Bhagavatam. There is no comparison. There is no competition. Every word is for the good of the human society. Every word, each and every word. Therefore, we stress so much in the book distribution. Amazing. I know this year, I don't know what you did in the Bhadra campaign, but it wasn't quite what you did the year before, I heard. It was a bit late starter. And maybe next year you can boost it up again. The Bhadra campaign is a great opportunity to distribute. You've done so many there in Malaysia, not a glorious service that everyone's been doing. But there's always new people on the floor, on the ground, and I'm sure there's plenty of opportunities to increase it. Somehow or another, God knows how, we distributed 200 sets of Bhagavatams in France this Badger campaign. It's almost inconceivable how it happened. I just don't know how it happened, because we'd already distributed to every one of our congregation who was interested, practically speaking, and all the devotees, of course, previous year. We only just got it 2 or 3 years ago. Here's a great one from Shivaram Swami to me. He said, Maharaj, just distribute Bhagavatams and all the French yatras' needs will be met in return. There's a nice reminder of us. You could do book. And you know, this campaign this year, this Live to Give campaign, we're trying to do 3.7 million Bhagavad Gitas. So we're hoping in Malaysia, you're going to do a pretty large number. I hope have you got Bhagavad Gitas available in all languages?
Tamil and English.
No Chinese, huh?
Now hardly the Chinese people are taking Chinese.
Well, and you know what it's like. You've got to. They used to be our main customers in the 80s, right?
Yeah, it was all Chinese in the 80s. Now it's
Chinese or what?
In the 80s, it was all Chinese books.
Yeah, pretty much 90%. Of course, we were all young and running out there every day, going shop to shop, house to house, and market to market, distributing books. And that's where mainly the young ones come in. But I'm still doing that. So I guess you can still do it even if you're in your mid-70s. It's not impossible. You know, Vrindavan Chandra and many of you used to do it, in fact. So it's not impossible. The father says, at least he will see. Somehow or another, if the book goes in the hand, he will be benefited. At least he will see, oh, they have taken so much price. Let me see what is there. If he reads one slok, his life will be successful. If one slok, one word, this is such a nice thing. Therefore, we are stressing so much. Please distribute book, distribute book, distribute book, a greater Madunga. We are chanting, playing our Madunga. It is heard within this room, or a little more. But this Madunga will go home to home, country to country, community to community. This Madunga, I would say, Brihat Madunga, goes everywhere. You know, you've all experienced that. You've had so many stories there in Malaysia, the miraculous effects of distributing books. People out of nowhere who got the book and changed their lives. You know, it's incredible. Well, I've got to, what shall I do? I've got to get out on Sankirtan pretty shortly. They're waiting for me out there. We've got to take more books down to the parties downtown. And we have Harinam and book distribution simultaneously most days of the week. And they're waiting for supplies of Bhagavad Gitas in the city. Many of our devotees have taken holidays or whatever it is to get out there on congregation, working people, students, so they can join us on the streets of Paris and other places also in France, and try to see how we can be a part of this dance, this Sankirtan dance, this party which Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has inaugurated in the world of Kali Yuga. Is the greatest age for having fun. Prabhupada wrote to us, actually, our party, our Sankirtan party in 72. He said, although it's very austere, for you it's simply fun. And Prabhupada Vishnu may have quoted that many, many times. Simply play, because it was directly written to him. So he was a stalwart in book distribution, and practically all the old devotees were stalwarts in book distribution, those who were around. And some of us are useless to everything else, and we're still trying to be a part of book distribution. What to do? Good fortune, greatest pleasure. It's such a pleasure to be a part of the Sankirtan movement with the devotees and distributing books, and I'm so happy to hear that you're going to distribute lots of books there in this December period, and January also up to Thaipusam, and flood Malaysia with books like never before. Whatever you can, do what you can. There's another class going on in the background, I can hear. Somebody's got their microphone on. Off the mic.
Use the microphone.
Not me.
Don't blame him for everything. Come on.
No, because his is unmute.
Yours is unmute, Singeshwar.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
not me. I'm
Okay.
not me.
He's
That's
silent.
right.
He's silent.
Okay.
Oh, Singeshwar.
Maharaj, I mean,
Hey,
this
hey,
talk is amazing, Tom Maharaj. I mean, I was raised in Sweden. I mean, I heard a lot of Sankirtan lectures throughout the years, but this one is like up there.
Is it up there somewhere?
And also we can hear
yeah,
that,
I'm in the Eiffel Tower. I must be in the Eiffel Tower. I'm up there in the sky.
it's like, I mean, you can hear it's coming from someone who's walking the talk, who walks the talk, who's actually
I'm
not the
walking.
top
I'm
book
certainly walking,
distribution.
but I can't speak French, so I don't do much talking, but I do a lot of walking. But I'm trying.
That's a mantra cut.
Yeah, mantra. They don't like that. We tried that here. They just don't. French people don't like that. It's an insult to them.
Maharaj, Maharaj, I'll need some French books. Is there anyone who can send it by sea?
I'll bring them. I'm coming in January. I'll bring.
Oh, please, because I get a lot of French volunteers and I don't have any books for them. So
let me tell you one thing. Now, whatever you hear about France, the amazing thing is that the young people in France, I would say, are probably more ripe for Krishna consciousness in the Western world than any other nation. They leave France. They get out of France. And there are 8 full-time French devotees who've joined in England in the last 5 years. Several of them came through New Mayapur, through the Woofers program, the volunteers program, before they went to England. And some of them are aspiring disciples now. They first came to Krishna consciousness on the volunteers program at New Mayapur, just like you're doing in your farm there. It's a great program for bringing people to Krishna. And now several of them, there's 3 in England who came through that, who are chanting 16. One is the Sankirtan leader in Soho Street. There's another one is a full-time book distributor in Swansea, and there's 2 other ladies. One is married to a disciple in Leicester. They're teaching in our school. The other one's 16 rounds in Newcastle. And they all came through this volunteer program. And they came, some of them came from getting books on the Prabhupada book marathon. So it's a great teamwork here. And how to help people step by step adopt Krishna consciousness together. So yes, we'll bring it. How you let me know, send me a note what you'd like and how many you'd
Maharaj,
like.
that'll be nice.
We have large book bags. We have large suitcases. We can bring quite a lot of books for you.
Oh, great, yeah.
And other languages. Any European language you need.
Yeah, usually the volunteers are Belgium, German, French.
Belgian means either Dutch or French.
Yeah, mix. Yeah, that's right.
But we can bring Dutch books if you really want them. But most Dutch-speaking people speak English also, most of them. Definitely bring. Just let us know. Anyone who wants French, you want Bhagavatam sets in French, we'll bring you or get them to you somehow or another. If anyone has good French friends,
we just mostly small books now. The sort of thing that people are into, what they call the universe. So divine. If you have divine nature, and all those sort of books, will be very good.
Universal books. Yeah, they're into the environment. They're into
they're very much into environment. So, but also the soul, reincarnation, these sort of things.
Hare Krishna challenge is good. We'll bring what we can. We're really just nothing much here. We're just trying to do a little bit of a resurrection in book distribution. We're struggling. We're printing very shortly Science of Self-Realization, Prabhupada, Your Ever Well-Wisher, coming back. These books are about to be printed. We printed 2 years ago the Srimad Bhagavatam set for the first time in 37 years. Bhagavad Gita is always in print. We got lots of small books. Life Comes from Life. Good Superior means, cooking, vegetarian cooking and stuff like that.
Nice, man.
I'll see we'll bring what we can.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you all very much. I've got to get back.
Maharaj, this year, all the temples combined in Malaysia, we have pledged for 4,500.
4,500 what? Bhagavatam sets?
Bhagavad Gitas.
Oh, Bhagavad Gita.
Another 500. It's 5,000.
5,000. Okay, 5,000.
Any raising on 5,000? Come on, you can do it.
Actually, I see here the way we can double it. Because I see in this Zoom call, we have a Mahabhagavat. Maharata.
Who's that?
Alone can match the 5,000. It's none other than your disciple Jagat Bandhu Prabhu.
Jagat Bandhu is here. Come on, get it together.
Show your video.
Book distribution.
I like the way he thinks outside of the box in how to and grow and expand.
Let me have a look in the box, see if he's there. Where is he?
He's under the J.
Book him, book him.
Book him. Book him. You're arrested for not distributing enough books.
Go, open the video.
Anyway, you're all glorious. Get the kids into it. Get the kids into it. Get your kids. Go out as a family. Go out as a family. Kids, uncles, aunties, grandmothers, grandsons, everything. All the whole family. Get out there on Harinam and book distribution. Make this a festival. And help each other. Support each other. Okay? Oh, you can do it. You can do more than 5,000. That's just last year we made a pledge of, I think, what is our pledge? We made a pledge of 5,000 last year. We ended up with 7,100. And on top of that, we increased them. If we go by points, we doubled our target last year. What our hoped target was, we doubled it. So you can try to double that 5,000. Let's see if we can do 10. Don't be disappointed if you don't, but aim for it. If you aim high, you might get somewhere. But if you aim at something, lower, then, well, what can you do? You try your best, whatever you do. But just see how we can think of ways how we can more books. I think with the Rath Yatra, if you're not already doing it, you can do a lot of books. A lot.
There are two Rath Yatras coming up this weekend.
Okay, so I don't know where they are.
Penang and Todu.
You have got a great opportunity if you're online here to get the books. So you've got to have the books in the first place. Otherwise, it's difficult to distribute without books. Get the books, whatever you can. Get the book. Try to get some Chinese Gitas. I don't know if it's not possible now, but I mean, I don't know if it's possible at all. But if you can, I'm sure there'll be some Chinese people on Rath Yatra who will take the Bhagavad Gita.
There is Bhagavad Gita, Chinese Bhagavad Gita in Todu, Maharaj.
What language is that?
Chinese.
Todu is Chinese, is it?
No, the Chinese Bhagavad Gita in Todu. I've seen it, Maharaj.
Oh, I thought you said there's Bhagavad Gita in Todu. I thought it was a new language they're speaking in.
Yeah, it is, Maharaj. The new language, yeah.
Yeah, you need a new language there, Sanskrit or something, English, whatever, I don't know, whatever language you can. Yeah, so distribute them. Don't let them sit still. Show the books, get the books, show the books, distribute the books, and read the books. And live by the books. Prabhupada ki, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, all glories to all of you there.
Thank you very much, Maharaj.
And I hope to see you.
Janananda Goswami Maharaj ki jai.
We hope to be in Malaysia in about 6 or 7 weeks' time. Krishna willing. Hare Krishna, Hari Bol,
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hare
Jai.
Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna, Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol.
Thank you.
Janananda Goswami ki jai.
I hope everyone is very inspired and fired up now. What an amazing talk on book distribution. Okay, thank you very much.
Oh, yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I will.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank
joining.
Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.
Patita Tarana, get the recording and send it out. Send out
Yes,
the
yes,
recording.
sure, Prabhu.
Hare Bol.
Definitely. Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol.
Guru
I tried to
Prabhu.
get more. I'm still trying to get Guru Maharaj.
Oh, okay.
Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna.